Hello. So, I always feel so awkward with these intros. I'm. Oh, this is gonna get some getting used to. I in this video wanted to go over my plan with my physique, but before I do, I want to give you a little bit of insight on what I've gone through and why this thing is so important for me. So I was diagnosed with chronic gastritis 4 years ago. I was struggling with that a hell of a lot, and I got the greatest news that I don't have it anymore. So I now am able to build muscle and build a physique that I want to, that I'm proud of. I'm a personal trainer. I'm an online coach. So the way I look is unfortunately a really important part because if I don't look the way I should look, and I appreciate that this is kind of um, people's people got different views of the way that they look and distorted views of the way that they look and stuff like that. So I fully appreciate that there's an element of that because I don't look bad. Um, but I don't look the way I'd like to in terms of, how I feel like a personal trainer should look. So the past 4 years has been extremely difficult for me. I've lost weight, lost muscle with that, I'm sure. So it's been really challenging. But the amazing news is that I'm cured, and so I can now eat more food. I can have more variety in my food and all these kinds of things. However, last year for 6 months, me and my wife traveled the world. We went to 16 different countries in 6 months. That took me completely out of my routine. I wasn't training. I was eating quite a bit, and came back November sort of time, October, November, and was I put on a tiny little bit of weight. So I'm not a big guy. I've never really had difficulty with being kind of like bigger. I've always been the skinnier kid growing up, but I worked out my body fat percentage is now around 18.1, 18.2 percent, and it's just a little bit too much for me. And I want to get as lean as I possibly can. So I'm currently going through a diet phase. I'm going to take you through the diet phase. It's going to be around 7 to 8 weeks in total. Hopefully a little bit less than that, but I'm going to go really, really aggressive because I want to just get in and out, and then I can start building my calories back up to maintenance and start being a little bit more pragmatic, a little bit more planned with my nutrition, being a bit more specific as opposed to ad libitum, which was a not a good idea because I've gained more body fat than I would have liked. I've gained muscle with it, but I've gained a little bit too much body fat. So I want to get to 12%. I'm 18.1, 18.2 right now. I've worked out that to be about 7 to 8 weeks. I'm not tracking my calories, but my calories will be around 1,355, or at least that's what it should be. So I'm going to take you through food, training, social events, because we've just moved into this lovely little apartment that we've got right now, and we've got a housewarming party with our friends. So I'll take you through what I do on those types of days as well. Yeah, and just kind of join me on this this part of the journey, and then the plan from there is to get up to maintenance, like I said, get my energy and my performance in the gym better after being in an aggressive deficit, and then start building muscle. And I want to be about 200 calories above maintenance, so I can be, so I can build muscle for a really, really, really long time. Because building muscle takes a hell of a lot longer than losing fat. So I need to be in a gaining phase for as long as I possibly can before I get a little bit too chubby again, and I have to pull it back. You might be thinking, John, you don't look chubby at all. Here's a little update. I don't, but I have to say this is probably like one of the fattest physiques I've been, and you know, some people looking at this, watching this, might think, shut the fuck up, you're not fat. I know I'm not fat. My body fat percentage has just been higher, or the highest it's ever been. So yeah. So currently, little bit of kind of fat around these areas. Now I know, I appreciate I'm not big fat wise, but I am, like I said, a bit chubbier than I'd like to be, and perhaps there's a bit of distorted thinking, a distorted view on the way that I look. But saying that, when you're building muscle, you need to be as lean as you possibly can to start. We don't need to be, but it's ideal, because gaining muscle takes a really long time. And so basically, when you're at maintenance calories, you're maintaining your weight, and you want to be at a very slight surplus, because when you put weight on and you build muscle, you're also going to be gaining fat at the same time. So if your calories, which is called a surplus, are here as opposed to here, you're going to gain weight a lot quicker. And research shows that you'll, probably have the same amount of muscle as this person if they had a slight surplus, but you're going to weigh a lot more, and that's going to be body fat. So you're going to get fatter quicker. And the thing about gaining muscle, you need to be in a gaining phase for a really, 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 really long time. So I'm going to try and get super lean, abs showing. It is currently March here, so it will be at the start of May. I'll be nice and lean for the summer, and then whilst the summer's going on, just go into a slight gaining phase and just go for as long as I possibly can. So join me for the ride, guys.